Hand clap to the master, guys. We are finally back again for another reaction on the one and only Mystelics reaction, guys. The reason why I was like kind of hesitant to do it because I actually met a Mystelics family yesterday, and she was like the booming song just kind of rings her. You know, she's getting a little older and whatnot. So I guess I have to try to lessen it for for the elderly folks who tend to watch my videos and get inspiration to then understand things that are going on, to try to warn the little ones out there or warn their family members who may not be watching these here videos right there, guys. So I understand the sentiment in this regard. So sorry for all those I frightening. But I actually made a number of you. Actually made a number of you guys right there. So big up to all of Mystelics YouTube family who definitely tuning into another reaction. And of course the newcomers are there. Big up yourself as well for definitely tuning into this here reaction video. I just want to tell you guys I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't forget, guys, to give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And of course, don't forget to check out the first comment in the comment box below for the link to download the latest Mystelics Tube app right there. And then, guys, as you can pretty much tell, this is an individual you probably saw already or have known or heard of. But of course, this is CHOKSI when they took him to Dominica. It's very interesting the kind of things that are actually taking place right there, guys, when it comes down to Dominica. And of course, this is actually on the Antigua Breaking News Antigua Breaking News website. So fugitive businessman CHOKSI, of course, are seen there. Scotland Yard assessing allegations regarding abduction and torture of CHOKSI, guys. And of course, I was part of that whole thing right there as a correspondent for the Indian Times and a number of the other folks right there who wanted to know exactly what was going on in Dominica as well, guys. So Scotland Yard apparently is still on the thing. This is the latest one, September 21st, 2022. I was actually gonna do this yesterday, but something else came up. And of course, we're gonna get into this right there, guys. But I want to pinpoint something to you guys right there. Of course, this is mass in the cemetery, and of course, apparently there are some phone records that show between the Dominica well, let me just read that before I say my own thing. Phone records show coordination between British Indian kidnappers and the dumb criminals of Dominica police force right there. So we know that the police force was most likely involved in that kind of situation, because we found it rather funny how on earth that a man who says that he was kidnapped then ends up in jail. We don't understand. And then all of a sudden we see some planes, well, not some planes, but a plane, some expensive plane, travel all the way from India. Somebody just apparently ended up on a beach where apparently there are video evidence. This is him actually. This is him sitting on in Cabrits, but apparently they said he ended up on some beach. Boy, you're real tebe. And it's true. Some dumb criminals of the Dominica police force. Yes, I have to agree with that. Anyways, guys, let me just let me just make the computer read it by itself, guys. Let me make it read it.
The wheels of justice is slow, but it grinds fine.
Indeed.
And all those responsible for the abduction and torture of CHOKSI should be concerned. By virtue of the Universal Jurisdiction Act, the Scotland Yard is entitled to investigate, to arrest and prosecute persons accused of crimes, regardless of where the alleged crime was committed, the nationality of the accused or residence. The crime of abduction and torture is at the top of the list of crimes under the Universal Jurisdiction Act. Yep,
this is why I'm talking about this thing right there, guys. I'll just run through it. And one of the things, I wanted to read it first and then go through it, but I was like, no, this is a reaction. So we'll see what is happening right there, guys. But of course, there are some dumb Polish criminals right there, of course, who are involved in this thing, and they want to pretend like people foolish to not see what is going on.
As the wheels of justice turns, the fine rounds are beginning to fall at the feet of the criminals within the Dominica police force. With a serious accusation of torture and kidnapping, no styrofoam judges from the Eastern Caribbean court system, no parking ticket caliber attorney general, no flimsy public prosecutor or shysters in Dominica can all pros the pursuit of justice under the Universal Jurisdiction Act.
A friend of mine actually stated to me yesterday when I sent this to her. She stated she hoped that the Scotland Yard individuals are not corrupt themselves, because she wants something to happen. I think that something should definitely happen. They should continue pursuing this to ensure that justice is served. A man said that he's kidnapped, and instead of listening to what he have to say, you allow the people who kidnap him to come and eat food. In where was it? Fort Young, I think. Fort Young or Gary. One of them places. I forget the name. Not Gary. It can't be Gary. Gary is the other one. So it have to be Fortium. We saw pictures of them there. Anyways, let's
The
continue.
police officers who provided false statements and even those who did not will have to testify under oath, and from what we know at this point, the investigators are in possession of very damning information. For example, all the phone records between the British Indian abductors and the co-conspirators within the Dominican police force Corbett in particular.
That's something that I noticed that Dominicans are not smart about. When it comes down to doing certain crimes and things, they literally leave their footprint behind. That's kind of stupid. I mean, didn't you guys watch enough Law and Order or watching how crimes are committed and stuff like that? I don't forget the other thing named women tend to watch that a lot. How crimes are committed.
What a jack asterisk, how dumb can a senior police officer be to use his phone while participating in an illegal act? He even went further to identify himself to the kidnapped victim at the Culvert's Landing.
Yep, that's where this picture is right there. If you don't know, this is it right there. Let's continue, guys.
MTC was also the first to report that PM Scarrett had been strategically located at the Kempinski Hotel to coordinate the Dominica leg of the extradition. Our information at this point suggests that Scotland Yard is also aware of the coordination activities between the kidnapping gang of the Dominica police force, the PM and one of Scarrett's passport-selling promoters, a gentleman of Indian descent. This gentleman was also stationed at the Kempinski Hotel and allegedly played a very significant role in the planning and execution of the CHOKSI kidnapping operation.
So some guys, and guys, I clearly remember when they stated that I think it was BrBpTV that warned, stating that there are individuals who are looking like Indians who come to kidnap people. They said that. They brought out the warning, and boom, these Indian people end up in Dominica. Boy, I tell you, boy, it's something else, boy. But yes, there are also witnesses that saw Scarrett in Kempinski. So, alright then.
Based on other information that we can't share on the investigation at this point, we urge those police officers who chose to cover up for Corbett, Blackmore and the Prime Minister, speak the truth. The investigators are already ahead of the game and know a lot.
You mean like people that covering up like Corporal Louis? He was there too. Yeah, he was there too. Boy, all you do know. All you don't know what coming for you, boy.
Scotland Yard may also want to talk to police officer Earl Lewis, who had accompanied Lincoln Corbett
him right
in the
there.
CHOKSI abduction mission. Officer Earl Lewis, MG-22, Manical Gang Number 22, was the courier providing updates to Scarrett and the passport promoter at the Kempinski Hotel. We should also add, Michal CHOKSI's lawyer is unrelenting.
As he shouldn't. He shouldn't at all. Because this is the payday for Mel CHOKSI. Payday that day, we? Oh, you mad. Hey.
Captain of the MV Lugate, Faustinus Thomas. You two must provide the missing log on the day you and your crew picked up Michal CHOKSI from the vessel named Calliope of Arni and shuttled him over to the Culvert's cruise ship Berth.
Yeah. So on my part, I heard that there was multiple conflicting details. I heard that he came through the Cabrits. Then I heard that he came in through Tukari. They saw him on the beach. They saw look at thing, and they must have taken him back on the boat and then bring him Cabrits area. That's some conflicting details from my end. That's what I got right there. But of course, they are looking into that whole thing right there. And of course, Mass in the Cemetery would also like to remind Corbett and others that we choose to produce just that one photo right there, photo evidence of the CHOKSI operation in Dominica. Let me leave that alone. Yes, I. Oh, look him. Yes, I. Look him there. Boy. Look him there, the famous one. Don't worry. Well, you think everything is just fine and dandy, not true? Okay. Yes, guys. So apparently there's this situation right there. Hold on, let me bring this up. Yep, national. Okay, let me just make this thing, read this thing for you guys. The current man, Scotland Yard. Okay. What the joke is that now? You cannot read, man. Oh, you can't read now? That is insane. Anyways, in a characteristically conservative manner, Scotland Yard revealed we can confirm that the Met's War Crimes Unit, part of the Counter-Terrorism Command, YouTube mind me please, received the referral on June 7, 2021, which relates to allegations of, you know, that thing right there. The referral is being assessed by officers in accordance with the CP, well, that referral guidelines for war crimes and of course crimes against humanity. The four seem to be 31-year-old. Of course, these are the individuals who picked him up. I think this is the one. This one, Barbara. That individual was the one who lured him in, and of course the 45-year-old, and of course the 50-year-old British national. These individuals, Indians, and 63-year-old, 63-year-old. This person name, I don't want to be calling him like that, an Indian. And of course the complaint is that on 23rd May, CHOKSI 62 was taken from India. I cannot say that word like that. Firebomb that, kidnapped, bound, beaten and blindfolded and forcibly taken to Dominica by sea. There he was charged with illegal entry by Dominican authorities and detained. The Indian government wants him to be directly deported to India to face trial for allegedly defrauding the whole system, you know, Punjabi banks and what have you, without being returned to Antigua, the country of his current citizenship. His current citizenship that was there, mark you. And of course, Dominica wanted to facilitate as if they are judge, jury, and executioner, as if they themselves were not caught in the kind of same situation. When it comes down to one of these guys that we known as, what is his name again? I seen his face, you know. Crap. What is his fake name again? Scared best friend. Not Alison Maduke. Alison Maduke is another one. But crap. Guys, I can't remember his name. Crap. That's crazy. Anyways, I can't remember his name right now, guys. That's something else. Even though the crimes is said to have been committed in the Caribbean, British authorities do have the power to investigate these kind of criteria right there. Arrest and of course prosecute individuals involved in this kind of pursuits right there under the Universal Jurisdiction Act. The purpose of this, okay, you get the point right there. Narendra Modi is apparently the Prime Minister, narrowly escaped being detained. The Prime Minister, Lord. Oh, okay. Narendra Modi narrowly escaped being detained when he visited the UK as Chief Minister of that area in 2003. The application to take him into custody for his suspected role in 20... There's some other vibes right there, guys. There's some other vibes right there. You guys can read it all for yourself. But they're just pretty much reiterating the fact that they can actually do the investigation, even if it's not on British soil. Scotland Yard can definitely do that. A continuous crime, metro, blah, 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 significant torture. Okay, this is significantly, since torture is included in the list of offenses for which prosecution under the Universal Jurisdiction Law can take place, Polak highlighted in his complaint that CHOKSI was tortured. That's the lawyer right there. He was severely mistreated by the use of electrical shocks. As when the man beat the man up on his eyeballs and think the man get blows in. That's crazy. Right there. He was severely mistreated by the use of electrical shocks, being threatened with, you know, that I think that happened on the boat. And tell him that he was gagged and everything like that. Beaten during this forced rendition to Dominica. Like I reiterated right there. The complaints pieced together the accusation or accused traveling on the same flight and boats in an attempt to establish that they were working in harness. In April, all four took, that is the four individuals who apparently, you know, these individuals right there. All four of them took the British Airways flight from Antigua to London. Bath and Jarabik arrived and departed between Antigua and Dominica the same month. So, you know, there was a plan. Interestingly enough, it took Bandal and Singh. Interestingly, it looks like Bandal and Singh were in April denied immigration. That's what I was saying. Denied immigration by Dominica and email submitted in evidence by Polak to Scotland Yard headed headed suspicious. I just stated this right there, you guys, because actually, yes, it was from Barbados. It was Barbados. Operation Supervisor at Joint Regional Communication Center in Barbados. So I was correct. It was in Barbados. In an intelligent alert to several island states in the region, wrote, please note that the undermentioned subjects were intercepted in Dominica on April 12, 2021, having arrived into the country on a yacht, Lady Anne, manned by 2 St. Lucian nationals. Subjects appeared to be involved in a smuggling ring. Cyan Bingsing were attempting to disembark the vessel to board the flight to the UK. They were both denied and landed, and subsequently, how they allow them to come in afterwards? They must have made some deal with the government officials, which of course Scotland Yard then has to prove. Because we find it interesting, you deny them in April, now you allow them to come in May. That's something else right there. Even though after the warning was this shot from Barbados, was this shot from Barbados? Look at there. Joint Regional Communication Center in Barbados. Anyways, guys, Lee and they came in, blah blah blah. After the pair apparently returned to Antigua. So apparently they returned to Antigua. Even though Barbados did shot the warning, apparently they allowed them to come into Antigua. Most likely that means that the authorities of Antigua knew about the situation and they allowed them to come back into Antigua. It makes sense. What else doesn't make it? How they can just come in and there's a thing out on them. They were trying to end up in Dominica. They couldn't end up in Dominica. They denied them. They go back to Antigua. That's what it's stating right there. Return to Antigua. Randy Bilmer, Principal Inspector of Customs, in a handwritten note on the email said both passengers arrived on this date, 15th of April 2021, and departed same day, which is the British Airways flight from Antigua to London. So they departed. No questions asked. Even though an issue, so something must have been going on in Antigua to allow them to come back in, because Dominica did not allow them to come in. Dominica on the 12th, they came in on the 12th, they were denied. On the 15th, they went back, or they arrived back in Antigua. On the same day, these both passengers were allowed to come into Antigua and leave on the flight BA 2156. British Airways from, I guess, straight flight from Antigua to London. Bath and Barbrick reportedly live in London, but these individuals are supposed to be Birmingham based. If Scotland Yard agrees the polar contention, all 4 can be interviewed to explain themselves. Bath may, however, enjoy diplomatic immunity. So apparently, this one has diplomatic immunity. He met this Narendra Modi in September in 2019 at an Indian Caribbean community CARICOM summit in New York, and posted photos of them in conversation on Twitter. So they must have been some sort of conversation. Interesting. The Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Bong, has been following him on Twitter. Well, I mean, that's not really something, but it could be something. You don't just decide to randomly just follow the Indian Prime Minister. I think he's the Indian Prime Minister, but you get the point right there. Anyways, in March, Princess Latifa, daughter of the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed, blah blah blah, escaped from UAE to seek asylum in India. The yacht on which she sailed was intercepted by Indian forces in the Arabian Sea, and she was returned to her father against her will. I myself, I only want to focus on the male CHOKSI stuff. December, God, no, we're not in that. So there are different things that are happening there, that Scotland Yard has a number of things. Anyways, let me just read the end. It's verdict echoed. The detained Latifa was extradited to Indian forces, which had intercepted a yacht in international waters of the coast of Goa in March 2018, after the Prime Minister of India had made a personal telephone call to the Prime Minister of the UAE and, of course, the ruler of this place right there. In the same verdict, WGAD. What is WGAD again? I don't know. Anyways, noted that about the claimed extradition of this British individual, British aviation consultant, this individual from Dubai to Delhi on December 4th, 2018. Mr. Michael was reportedly handcuffed, blindfolded, and transported via the same jet that came to Dominica in a hurried and unlawful manner that prevented him from challenging any decision And that's why I suspect that they wanted to do Mel CHOKSI. The Indian government has been silent on the Latifa affair. What has happened to her? Well, she back and thing, who knows what happened to her? From all accounts, a private jet was again deployed. I just stated this right there, to bring back CHOKSI to India from Dominica. You mean to tell me some guy just strangely appeared onto this on Dominica shores, which apparently you guys, the police officers and everybody, would literally station in certain places, pretending as if, oh, what's going on there? We just happen to be a coincidence, man. Coincidence. From all accounts, the private jet was again deployed to bring back Mel CHOKSI, the same way that they did Latifa to India from Dominica. A lawful pursuit of him is certainly justifiable, but commando-style operations, yes, I agree. If he did something in there, they need to get it rectified, true. But Antigua was the one who gave him passport, and then Dominica had to pretend as if it's supposed to come in and be the judge, jury, and executioner for what is not their business. Send him back Antigua, and they had the right to do so. I'm happy that they did so right there. But it's quite foolish of the police officers to think that, I mean, well, then again, it's Dominica. Sometimes you can't go to, you can't blame them too much, man. You can't blame them too much, because it's Dominica authorities that they know how to beat up the citizens, they know how to, well, from time to time they're doing some good things. They stopping the ammunitions, and they stopping different individuals from having things that can harm people. So I agree, they're doing something. But when it comes down to this situation, we don't forgetting, we're not forgetting, we're not pretending as if we're not labor rights, we're not pretending as if we don't see it for ourselves. We see it. The man pull up there, look at the man eye. Look at the man hands, all these things. What, they give me a welcome package, man. They give me a welcome package from IGA. Oi. Oh, you people who easy now, boy. All you have all your phone, you call it on your phone, or you don't even have burner phone. But hey, what you don't do crime, man? That's crazy. Or you must watch Law and Order. You must watch these things. Well, don't watch it, not for you to crime. Don't say it's me that tell you God put it. No, don't say it's me at all. But I find it ridiculous that you people don't know people can track your phone and implicate you, all your phone calls to an international community. Don't think they're recording it. But it's about you freak me out, Never WhatsApp you use, boy. Never WhatsApp. Boy, all you don't even need is no encryption services, nothing, no burner phone, nothing like that. Boy, I don't know what kind of police officer would buy all. Yes, boy. Well, they call him a Jack A. So, well, that's something else right there. But of course, Scotland Yard is on it again. This one was released when 23rd. This was released today. Okay, and the Scotland Yard one was released. When was it released? On the 23rd and 21st. So this one was released. So I'm getting that the MITC individuals, they got DQ from this right there, which is very, very interesting. But of course, I guess they're working hand in hand. They better figure out who MIT is. If they're trying to protect themselves, they better protect the MITC. They better find out who these individuals who ratting them out. Hey, you make phone call, phone call. I never seen stupid like that yet. Phone call you making me? On the phone call you planning all about. Then again, the government of India and maybe whoever they think, whoever these individuals are, they don't know about the phone calls, huh? Not even put your number on unknown. But somebody don't freak me out in that place anyway. You're right. They are dumb. They are very dumb indeed. And of course, who leading the dumb squad? This dummy right there. This dummy. Yes, well, you know it goes, guys. You know it goes right there. The links of this will be in the description below, guys. You guys can definitely check it out. And of course, this is pretty much all about for this here reaction video. Let me know your thoughts in this regard. Were you for CHOKSI? Do you think that CHOKSI was actually kidnapped? Do you think that he was, do you think Dominica authority had any involvement in this? Well, based on what is reported there, phone records show coordination between British Indian kidnappers. Well, not the kidnappers, sorry, my bad. Not the Indian government, but the actual kidnappers of Mel CHOKSI and the dumb criminals of the Dominica Police of Armed Force right there. I don't know who trained them, but that's stupid. Or you can have a phone call with the people you. But I might understand the stupidities there. But further, I want to ask, how did Barbados know that there were these individuals coming in to do these kind of things, to take people, or they were looking to find a way out? Because it's not the first. They came twice, you know, guys. They came twice. I think they came earlier, around February. I think that's when the Barbados announced this whole thing, or March. One of them days, guys. I think earlier on they came and then they left and they came back in April or something like that, and that whole situation had happened right there. I tell you, boy. Look at what Dominica involved in. Huh? Look at what Dominica is involved in, boy. Guys, look at what Dominica is involved in, boy. I don't think people fathom that, yeah. I don't think, well, people probably fathom, but they don't care. But let me tell you, when they start putting things down on, okay, those I didn't want it. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts in this regard? I just thought I'd point this out since I was heavily involved in this. Of course, this was dropped by Mass in the Cemetery today, but this one was dropped by Antigua-BreakingNews.com. All the links of this will be in the first comment in the description below as well, so you guys can definitely check it out and read it for yourself and dissect it and reason and understand. Even when I was doing this whole thing with this, we knew something fishy was going on, and the Indians, I understand the Indians wanted them to send him back and whatnot because they feel certain things. But I also heard another story is, you know, they try to make him take the fall for something else, and if he doesn't take the fall, then the person that had to take the fall is the one that's going to end up in problems. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in this regard. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. And of course, this is just my thoughts on this. I didn't want to go in depth with it. I just wanted to read it for you guys and get the whole gist about it. But of course, give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on our post notifications so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through right there and then. I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom, bam.